Oh, we got fire, baby.
Don't feel bad when I'm down, I'ma be okay. This red gon' come right back around, I smack the BOA. Only the members don't come round if you ain't down one. We go Valentine, really on a shotgun. Knew I was finna be great when I came out the wound. They hate that I'm a butterfly that came out that cocoon.
The time has finally come. I have parts for this car that I've been stacking up for about 6 months. Been too lazy and tired to put them on. But anyway, I'm about to change the clutch. I got a new shifter and the actual shifter cover or plate, whatever the case you want to call it. But first, before I can do that, I got to pull this Mamma Jamma out. It's going over there with the Camaro. The Camaro coming over here. So basically, I'm going to switch them. The S2000 is in front of the Camaro outside. So I got to move that out of the way. So I got some car rearranging to do before I can even get started. So let me get to it. Let the Camaro warm up until I get the other two out of the way. All right, let's fire this thing up. Let it warm up before I get the other two out of the way. It's a shot. Oh, boy. It's cold in the morning, so you know these old carbureted cars. First thing you gotta do is see my foot right there. You give it some gas. You give it some gas.
Oh, we got fire, baby. Alright, so she's staying on by herself. I ain't gotta press the gas no more. Let's get this Integra and the S2000 out of the way.
There we go. You can do it, camera. Alright, for those who new to the channel, this is my Camaro 77. I need to finish some work on it. I installed the turbo. But now I need to upgrade the fuel system. Man, I gotta do the gas tank, fuel pump, fuel line, all that good stuff. But for now, we're gonna put it over here on this side of the garage so I can get on that Integra. Alright, so we got all the cars swapped out. Got the Camaro over here, Integra where I need it. S2K A Baby is over there. We're about to get this party started. But before you get started, this axle nut right here is key. Before you raise the car and do all that kind of stuff, it's easier to break this nut while the wheel is on the ground. And if you have wheels where you don't have to pop the center cap off from the inside, the back side of it, it's best to try to get that nut while the car is on the ground. Because if you can't get that nut off, you can't do nothing else, man. You wasted your time.
Feel me?
Alright, so once you get your Pontiac in the air, I always start from the top and then work my way to the bottom. But oh man, guys. Oh man, but all these bolts that go around the transmission, 17 millimeters. You got one down there. You got one up here. That one right there. You also have one. I don't know if you can see that Mamma Jamma. There we go. That one right there. And that one right there. Where my finger is. There's another one right there. They all 17. What I do, I work my way around the top, get them all loose, unplug whatever it is I need to plug. I already took the starter out. It was right there. That was a 14 millimeter. Your car not gonna have this. This is a starter solenoid. Don't worry about that. And another thing I do for this slave cylinder, so you ain't gotta be bleeding it and you know all that kind of stuff. I just take the 2 bolts off the slave cylinder to get it loose, and then I take the 2 10 millimeters off this bracket. This is a flex hose right here. So then all you gotta do is flip it out of the way, and it still have the fluid in it. You don't have to bleed it. Now I'm gonna go to the bottom and unloosen the half shaft and the axles and all that kind of good stuff. All right, so you gotta take off the tie rod bolt. You gonna have cotter pins in there. The cotter pins, you just bend them, pull them out, or just cut them with some snips or wire cutter. So tie rod bolt right here, 17. And then the rule up under here, this bad boy right here. I don't know if you see that. You know, my camera ain't all that good, but I got the sun. There it go, right there, 17. Both of these are 17. Want to take them two off, and then you want to take off the shock, the fork for the shock. In the back here is it's either, what is that, man? I believe it's a 12. It's either 12 or a 14. You want to take that bolt out, and then down here at the bottom it's another 17. This one right here, you want to take all that apart. All right, and I'm gonna show you the trick to get the spindle to get loose so you can actually pull it out of the hole. All right, this bad boy right here, I already got the nut loose, but you want to put the nut back on. The reason being, to get it to loosen up so you can actually pull the spindle out, this little lip right here, you gotta whoop it. You gotta whoop it with a hammer. Make sure you have a hammer with a big heavy head on it.
Okay!
Cause you're gonna have to whoop that bad boy. And the reason you put the nut on it, so in case you miss and you hit this stud right here, you don't mess the threads up. Cause if you hit these threads, this nut ain't gonna go back on and your ass in trouble.
That's crazy as hell.
So leave that nut on there a little bit, boy. And you gonna whoop it right here. And then the same thing with this tie rod. Leave that nut on a little bit and right on the corners right here. If it ain't already loose, well, this one's loose already. See how it pop up? That one's good, I ain't gotta whoop it. But the spindle right here, you want it to do the same thing. But if you look, it's stuck in there. So you gotta whoop it to free it up, and that's what I'm about to do, boy. All right, so everything that I did on the passenger side, with the tie rod, the shock fork, the lower ball joint, upper ball joint, loosen it, leave the stud on there, whammo, put a whooping on it, bust it loose, all that good stuff. You gotta do it on the driver's side also. But the driver's side has a half shaft. You have an axle that stops right here. As you can see, I got a leak for my oil feed line to come down here. But anyway, this part right here is the half shaft, and it's bolted to the back of the engine. And there it is, those 3 bolts right there. Well, that's one of them. One here, and then there's one there. Then right up under there, you got to feel for it. Around this area behind this round thing, there's another one. They're 14 millimeter. You have to take those out. And then this half shaft, you see how it spins? All right, that's better. You can see the 3 bolts. Those 3 right there, you have to take them out. It flip up, and that's how it goes. So I got those loose, 14 millimeter. And then if you come over here, this is to the shifter, just like the stabilizer or something like that. It goes right there, sitting there, and it's a 12 millimeter to get this off. It's a 12 millimeter bolt that go in there. I loosen it, pull it out of the way. This right here, pull this plastic, my bad, I'm sorry. Pull this plastic back, and you're gonna see a clip. This clip, what I did, you can either push it with your finger or you get a flat tip screwdriver or something like that and pull it out. As you can see, it comes off like that, okay? Take that off. And then, once you take it off, it's a pin in there. You gotta find something that'll fit in that hole that you can tap on to push that pin up and out. I usually use different things. If you can find a Phillips screwdriver that'll go in there and tap it out, but you don't want it to go inside, because the pin is hollow. It has a hole in it. You don't want it to go in the hole, because the hole, it'll put pressure on it, and it'll make that pin bulge and get tighter in there. You want it to go around the whole diameter of the pin, but not too big to where it won't fit in the main hole. Okay, so I gotta find something that I could put in there and tap on to push that out right now. Once I find it, I'll show you what I'm using, and if you have one, you can use it too. Alright, so I'm using this, as you can see, it's just one of those adapters for like a screwdriver. You stick it in there, and this one is like a Allen head on the tip, but so far Dang, foam off. There we go. Kind of, sort of. But this is what I'm using. I'm taking it and I'm just sticking it in the hole, as you can see. And then I hit the backside with a hammer. And if you can see the top, it's pushing it through. So that's all I'm doing. Hammering it from the bottom right here, pushing it through the top. Once that pin come out, you can slide this you can slide the shift linkage off. Damn, sound like Daffy Duck in this mother.
That nigga crazy.
Alright, so I slid it off. I got the pin out. That's the linkage. Where my finger at? That's the linkage. You just slide it back. It'll slide right out. And what a stupid pin at. There we go. This is the pin that was in there. All you do is knock this bad boy out and you're good. So you don't have to worry about that no more. But while you're down, chill, you got 2 more bolts to get out of this thing before it fall on your face. So what I usually do, I don't take off the transmission bracket. I leave it in there. I just take that one off the top that I showed you. It went right there. That's the back side. And then you take these 2 bolts out right here. And after that, you just have the main transmission mount, that long bolt that go across, and this bad boy will fall down. So I'm gonna take these 2 bolts out, and I'm pretty much done under here. Slide the axles out and take out the bolts at the top all the way out. And that's it. Oh, you know what? I lied. 3 bolts. I'm sorry. I forgot about that one right there. I see that bad boy right there. So you got 1 right here, 1 right here, and 1 right there. Take those 3 out, and this bad boy ready to come off. All right, I told a story too. That one is a 17. These 2 right here are 19. Either 3/4 or a 19 millimeter will work. These is actually bigger than that one. So 17 and 2 19. All right, I got the transmission out. Now I'm working on getting this flywheel off. The flywheel, the pressure plate. It could be a little tricky because when you try to loosen these bolts, it'll spin. So look at the pressure plate and see if there's a hole that line up with the flywheel. And if you can stick something all the way through, like how I did, this screwdriver go all the way through and it actually hit inside the engine block and it stops it from spinning. And once you do that, you need a 12 millimeter. I mean, it's a 10 millimeter, 12.10 millimeter to get these bolts off. I don't have a socket, so I use a what is this? Somebody help me out. A wrench. I use a wrench, okay? And then they be in there tight. And with the other one, you want to use the close in. Put it around it like that. And look, it'll look like this. So that'll give you extra leverage. So you can have some braking power. And once you hook these 2 wrenches together, you can twist it and break it loose. And then you can take it off like that. That's what I've been doing. I'm on the last one right here. And as you can see, it's solid. It won't turn. So when you loosen that bolt right here, you can actually get it off. So that's what I'm doing. I'm using 2 wrenches. Lock them together. Get the leverage. Get this bad boy out of here, man. 10 millimeter. But it got to be a 12 point. It has to be a 12 point. 10 millimeter. Alright, it's the same steps to get this flywheel off, man. Stick something through that flywheel. But to get the flywheel off, because it's torque harder than the pressure plate, of course, I'm using a breaker bar. You can see that right there. 17 millimeter, also 12 point. Gotta be a 12 point. So with that, I can't hold the camera and show you, but I'm gonna just show you the steps. Stick something through there. Get your breaker bar or your ratchet with a pipe on it, because you're gonna need something with some leverage. Put it on there, and while you try to unloosen the bolt, you have to hold this tight. Because if you just leave it like this, it'll move. This will spin and this will move and it'll come out. So hold this tight and also pry on whatever you're using to break the nut loose, and it'll come off. That's how I'm doing it. So I just wanted to show you how to get the flywheel off. All right, I got my old one out. I don't remember my old one was a 4-puck. I would have bought another 4-puck, but now this was a XTD, eBay brand. I got a competition clutch, but it's a 6-puck. If I would have known I had a 4 in there, I would have got another 4. But anyway, this is a stage 4 competition clutch. That was a stage 4 eBay clutch. So I'm gonna see what's the difference, if I can feel the difference between the two. I bought another flywheel, but that's from XTD. So I went with another XTD flywheel. So let's get this bad boy on there. Ooh, they gave me both. I was gonna use the ones I took off, but cool, I got new ones. So yeah, throw this on there. Got the throw out bearing and that other bearing that go in the back. I forgot what you call that dang thing, but I'm gonna show you how to put all that on there. All right, we gonna put the this is the one I couldn't remember the name. It's the pilot bearing. That has to go in from the back of the flywheel. So you turn the flywheel over, go in from the back. The way to get that in, I usually get a call this that. Man, my memory is shorter, about as short as I am. Anyway, you get a socket that fit over the entire, well, that lines up with the back side of the pilot bearing. Don't get one that sits on top of the black part, because you will mess it up. You want it to sit on the rim of the silver part. And then if you want, you can put a little, I usually spray a little silicone spray on here just to give it a little lubrication. You set it on there, make sure you can get it as even as you can. And then you use this to go over it, like so. If you see it sit over, make sure it's even with it like that. And then you just tap it in. So I'm gonna do that right now, tap it in. And there's a lip in there. See that little ridge? So once it hit that ridge, it'll sit flush. You will know that it's in there. But yeah, that's how I do it at least. Okay. Alright, I got everything on. It's the new one. Make sure you use this to align the actual clutch with the pressure plate. You want to make sure it's smooth. You go out smooth. You don't want it to be tight. Smooth. The easier you can pull this out, the easier that transmission will go in there. So just put all this on. Everything is the reversal of how you took it off. You got to find a hole back in here so you can shove something through like a screwdriver into the block. And either you hold it or you have somebody else hold it while you tighten these bolts going around. The one I took off had 6, but this one I believe has I think it's like 9. It came with the clutch kit. They gave me like 9 bolts, and actually the pressure plate take the full 9 too. So I put all of them in, and we're ready to try to line this transmission back up.
Yeah, boy.
Me and my brother-in-law about to get to it. We run out of time and he want to go home.
Please, no! No!
All right, I got the hard part over with. Got the clutch and the pressure plate on there, throw out bearing, and what's that little one again? For some reason I keep forgetting the name of that little one, but yeah, got that one on there. Transmission back up. Now just tighten the bolts around it. That's gonna be it for this video. So that's how you swap the clutch and an Integra. It's the same for all Hondas, anywhere from 88 up to 2005 or something like that. It's pretty much the same. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. Catch y'all in the next video, because I'm always doing something.
This ain't over.